Tonight, Cascade County Sheriff Jesse Slaughter responds to a letter from district judges in Great Falls about mask enforcement in the county. Plus, the Helena Civic Center is getting back to live shows. MTN's Jonathan Barron tells us what we can expect as shows begin to return. And later, spectators were able to be on the sidelines at a high school sporting event in Helena for the first time this year. We'll hear about what it meant to parents to be able to cheer on their student athletes.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Thanks so much for spending your Saturday with us, and happy Labor Day weekend. I'm Matt Holzaffel. Before we start to news tonight, a quick Amber Alert update. I apologize, we just got this a minute before showtime. I'll read this off the iPad. There was an Amber Alert issued in Browning for a 1-year-old Clora Markow. She's an American Indian female child, 2 foot 6 inches, 15 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. She was abducted at 9 p.m. last night in Browning by her non-custodial mother, Devena Kicking Woman, who is a 20-year-old American Indian female. She is 5'2", 150 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. Anyone with any information is asked to call the Blackfeet Tribal Police. We'll keep you updated as we learn more information about that. Now, last night we told you about district court judges speaking out after MTN News reported a Cascade County man had been jailed for contempt of court after refusing to wear a mask during jury selection. Last week, that person was sent to jail after refusing to obey a Missoula judge's order to wear a face covering. We talked with Cascade County Sheriff Jesse Slaughter following that incident, who disagreed with the substitute judge's order and told MTN News the mask order was contentious, to say the least. Slaughter also claimed he had been assured he would not be put in a position where deputies would have to arrest a citizen for mask noncompliance. But a letter signed by Judges Elizabeth Best, John Kutzman, and John Parker sent to MTN last night denied any such reassurance. The letter said the sheriff misunderstood. Judges had told him they would prefer not to send otherwise law-abiding people to jail, but would take such action if necessary. The judges also said Slaughter created an impression that he and his deputies may be reluctant to enforce legally binding court orders designed to protect the public from illness and death. Sheriff Slaughter had this to say today in response to last night's letter.
I have the highest respect for the 8 district court judges. I consider some of them friends and colleagues. What happens in their court is completely their jurisdiction, and I respect that and I honor that. I just want to make sure that the public understood that I didn't agree necessarily with that one decision.
We'll continue to follow this story and provide you with any updates or developments as they come out. At the beginning of the pandemic, blood donors were concerned whether any blood-related donation was safe. But in recent months, blood plasma collection centers have been deemed critical infrastructure. In fact, there's such a strong need for blood plasma that centers like BioLife Plasma Services are offering up to 10 times the usual payment as an incentive for people to donate. All across BioLife's website reads, quote, "Now more than ever," a slogan indicating how critical blood plasma donation is at this time. Ads offering $400 to $600 specials are now a few of the ways BioLife ensures those who need plasma for life-saving therapies will continue to have access to it. One BioLife representative explained that these incentives are in exchange for the time and effort their donors put forth to donate, as donors can end up spending up to 2 hours donating up to twice a week and are required to complete a medical history questioning before every donation. You can find more info on blood plasma donation on our website. Speaking of the pandemic, here's what we're looking at for the latest coronavirus numbers around the state. A significant drop in the number of active cases since yesterday, down to 1,843 there. We are approaching 8,200 total confirmed cases in Montana. Lewis and Clark County reporting 207 confirmed cases, but only 14 active. Cascade County, however, still showing 173 active cases and 372 total confirmed cases. Today has been a warm day across the Treasure State, so let's go ahead and send it over to meteorologist Grant Garland in the Weather Center. Hey, Grant.
Hey, Matt. Yeah, it's definitely been a warm day here in Great Falls. We saw 97-degree temperatures in Helena, just 1 degree hotter rather, at 98. Now, right now, we are looking at 91 degrees in Helena, 92 in Great Falls, and we're seeing at 94 degrees in Havre. And our winds, it's been a very breezy day, 16-mile-per-hour winds right now in Great Falls, 23 in Cutbank and 9 in Helena. And I don't know if by you, but if you've been outside, you've been able to see some of that haze, looking at 7 miles visibility in Great Falls, 10 in both Butte and Helena, and 8 in Cutbank. So when we take a look then at our air quality, well, we are looking at moderate conditions for both Great Falls as well as Helena, including Lewistown. Heading on out towards, though, Missoula, seeing some unhealthy for sensitive groups in between Havre and Glasgow, just pure out unhealthy. Over the last 3 hours, we've been looking at clouds that have been moving down towards the south. Tonight, temperatures falling down to 52 in Great Falls and Helena, 54. Now, Arctic air is moving in for the start of the work week. What does this mean, though, for Montanans? We're going to talk about all that and more in a few minutes, but for now, back to you, Matt.
All right, thank you, Grant. A new Instagram page is helping some Montanans find where their favorite food trucks are in town. MTN's Connor McCauley has more.
The Food Truck Locator Missoula Instagram page is a pretty easy solution to a pretty annoying problem for people. Where's my favorite food truck located today? That's where the developer of the page, Eric Busey, says that this idea got started, that one problematic question.
Always wondering where these food trucks were. I'd see one and then the next day I'd go there and then they weren't there, and I never knew what time places were open, and then it just kind of evolved. I was like, man, I might as well take the initiative to reach out to some of these people. And
the page currently has about 7 to 17 food truck locations on it a day, and Busey says food trucks in town have been super receptive and easy to work with.
Went to their food truck and introduced myself, and they're all super supportive of it. I mean, it's helping out them and it's helping, me and everybody else that's looking for food trucks. So it's kind of a win-win all around.
Local food trucks say the page is a huge help.
I couldn't tell you how many times I get phone calls a day asking where we are, and this is something that will help everybody be able to find all the food trucks around town, which is great.
I think that it's going to help not only us as a food truck, but the entire community. I think it's going to bridge the community with the schedule, with the events that are going on. I think it's going to be a super big help.
Busey and the folks over here at Mountain Berry Bowls hope to see the Instagram page continue to gain popularity. They both maybe think that it could develop into an app one day. In Missoula, Connor McCauley, MTN News. The food truck.
All right, thank you, Connor. Well, an animal shelter in Great Falls is one step closer to giving cats at the shelter a better life. The ribbon was cut this week for Great Falls Animal Shelter's new cattery. It's a bigger, brighter room for the cats. While the room is now ready to be used, the shelter still has to raise money for the cat condos the cats will be living in. The condos allow visitors to see the cats from outside the room and allow shelter staff to easily care for the cats.
Over the years, ASPCA standards have changed, Humane Society standards have changed, so there's proof out there that if you increase the size of their living facility, they actually don't stay in shelter environments as long.
Once the shelter purchases the condos, they should take about 3 months to arrive. After the break, spectators were able to be on the sidelines at a high school sporting event in Helena for the first time this year. We'll hear about what it meant to parents to be able to cheer on their student athletes.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 530 News.
Welcome back. The COVID-19 pandemic has been a major disruption for the Helena Civic Center. MTN's Jonathan and Barron looks at some of the ways performers, including the Helena Symphony, are getting back to live shows.
The Helena Civic Center hasn't hosted any live performances since the start of COVID restrictions in March, but that's now changing with several shows planned for the month of September. On Friday afternoon, crews carried in equipment for an evening concert by country artist Chris Peters.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Montana Department of Justice. An Amber Alert has been issued for 1-year-old Coral Martso. She is an American Indian female child, 2 foot 6 inches, 15 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. She was abducted at 9 p.m. last night in Browning by her non-custodial mother.
Tickets will be sold for an auditorium that normally holds more than 1,900.
So we've really just been trying to get the word out that we are doing it, that we're approved by the health department, and we're ready to go.
The Civic Center's most frequent tenant, the Helena Symphony, is taking a different direction. Music director Alan Scott says public health guidance would make it difficult to have their full orchestra in the hall, let alone an audience. They've decided to stream their performances through the end of the year online.
The concert hall experience is so unique, you can never duplicate or replicate that, nor are we trying to. We're trying to innovate what we do.
They partnered with AARP to set up Home Stream Your Helena Symphony. Concerts will be shown live on YouTube. The first will be streaming on September 19th. Scott says they wanted to find a way to still reach people.
We exist for this very reason. We exist to heal people. We exist to bring people together. And music can still do that, albeit it is very different.
There have been other events at the Civic Center during this time, including some public meetings and court proceedings. But leaders say it's still a milestone to have live shows returning. In Helena, Jonathan Amberian, MTN News.
And that Civic Center box office is open 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. You can also buy tickets anytime through their website. Montana counties have partnered with Helena organizations to bring the Bright by Text program to Lewis and Clark County. The program provides parents and caregivers with tips and local resources for children prenatal to age 8 by text messaging. In a press release, United Way said that 90% of brain development happens by age 5. Interactions at this stage in a child's life are crucial for future learning, behavior, and health. United Way says the Bright by Text program will help parents and caregivers make the most out of these interactions by providing ideas, activities, and more. Information on how to sign up will be on our website. Well, spectators were able to be on the sidelines at a high school sporting event in Helena for the first time this year. MTN's Sam Hoyle caught up with parents to see what being able to cheer on their student athletes means to them.
It's a good day for parents of student athletes in Lewis and Clark County. Earlier this week, Lewis and Clark Public Health announced that both the plans that Helena Public Schools and East Helena School District submitted to get spectators on the sidelines this fall were sufficient. And as you can see behind me, parents of student athletes are just having the time of their life as Helena High Soccer takes on Kalispell Flathead and Helena Capital takes on Kalispell Glacier. And when chatting with parents, it seemed like most, if not everyone, was just happy to be on the sidelines. What was your initial reaction?
Super excited.
Hustle up and get the paperwork in so we can
Yeah,
actually be there.
Gratitude and relief that that we were going to be allowed to be spectators with some protections in place to keep the players' safety in place and to keep everybody who's in attendance in a safe place. So we were happy to hear it.
You know, it was a really big deal for us. All three of our kids play sports. Sports has been a big deal for us ever since the kids were 3 years old. So being able to watch their games is a really big deal for our family.
I was elated that we were actually able to be on the field. The school did a lot of work ahead of time to make sure that we were all in place with badges. So it was just a matter of the health department giving us the go-ahead. So they did a lot of legwork, so I was really proud of them.
One key difference to note between the plans that Helena Public Schools and East Helena School District did submit: Helena Public Schools will not be allowing any visiting fans on the sidelines or in the stands this fall. East Helena School District will be allowing 2 visiting fans to join them at each home game. Reporting in Helena, Sam Hoyle, MTN Sports.
Well, we've got a high wind warning and also a fire weather warning until tomorrow at midnight. Don't go away. Your 7-day forecast is coming up next.
Storm Tracker weather starts now with Grant Garland.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you have had a fantastic Saturday so far. It has definitely been a very warm day. We've seen 97-degree temperatures in the Electric City and 98 in the capital. Currently 92 in Great Falls, 91 in Helena, 88 in Cut Bank, 92 out towards Jordan, 91 in Lewistown, and 94 in Havre. Big changes, though, are on the way. I can't wait to share those with you. We have been seeing a windy day, too. 31-mile-per-hour winds gusting in Helena as well as Great Falls, 39 up towards Cut Bank, and 29 in Lewistown. Definitely creating a very windy situation. We were out towards Wolf Creek Canyon earlier, and it was blowing. Now, over the last 3 hours, we've been looking at clouds that have been making their way towards the south, towards Billings. So we are clearing out right now, but we've got a lot to talk about in terms of some of what we're seeing. Winter storm watch in effect, mainly of those along the Rocky Mountain front in blue until this will be issued at Monday for those kind of north of right around Kalispell from 9 a.m. on Monday to around 10 p.m. Monday night, and those south of Kalispell from around like the Missoula area down towards Butte, and a winter storm watch from 12 p.m. on Monday till around 10 p.m. on Monday. We also are looking at a red flag warning for us. It has already been issued, and it's now going to be going into effect until midnight tonight. That's just due to how dry we've been, as well as our warm temperatures and low humidity levels. Going throughout the day tomorrow, we will see a risk for elevated fire for a lot of folks from Cut Bank all the way down towards Bozeman. Also looking at haze swinging around down towards Glendive and Miles City. So we aren't looking at the precipitation moving in just yet to help with our humidity levels. Going throughout the day tomorrow, we are expecting 10 to 20 mile per hour winds gusting, possibly 30 mile per hour winds in Jordan and Glasgow, but it's not going to be as breezy as what we've seen this past week. So here's the situation why we're expecting some winter weather possible. Cold front moves down as we go throughout the night into tomorrow. And that's going to kind of starting to set the stage. Notice the clouds start building in from Cutbank out to Glasgow right around 6 in the morning. As we go throughout the day, a lot of us will stay sunny, but things shift. As the cold front moves out and becomes a stationary front, we start to have Arctic air being brought in right around at 6 p.m. Monday night. We're going to start to see rain starting to move into the area from 4 to 6 a.m. And then as that happens, we go throughout the day. Colder air will be brought back in. We start to see a few snow showers from Cutbank down towards Helena. Now, this should only be impacting those from 5,000 to 6,000 feet. But we could still see some snow in the valleys. I think most of us will be seeing rain for the most part. And as we continue throughout the day on Monday, we're going to see our snow showers really take part from Butte down towards Cody, again in the higher elevations. As much as what we could be expecting, well, we are looking at seeing mostly again rain, but we could be looking at almost 6/10 of an inch in Great Falls, almost 3/10 of an inch in Helena, and almost over 7/10 of an inch in Lewistown. Tonight, temperatures falling down to 52 degrees in Great Falls, 54 in Helena, and 52 in Lewistown, 53 in Hayes. Going throughout the next 3 days, tomorrow we're going to see mostly sunny skies. Then we see overnight rain showers. Monday, 90% chance of rain showers. Tuesday, only looking at a 20% of morning snow showers that should taper off by 7 a.m. And really the same situation for our friends in Helena, just not receiving quite as much as rain as us here in Great Falls, but could possibly see a few snow showers early Tuesday that end after 7. Matt?
Well, professional basketball around the world is mostly on hold despite the success of the NBA playoff bubble down in Orlando. But one former Grizz player is using his hiatus from playing in Ukraine to put on some basketball clinics here in the States. Coming up, MTN's Isaiah Dunk tells us how one former Big Sky Conference Player of the Year found a way to stay in the gym thanks to some connections in Great Falls.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 530 News.
Welcome back. Well, so far, the NBA has been successful in playing its bubble format down in Orlando, but other professional basketball leagues around the world have been put on pause. MTN's Isaiah Dunk shows us how one former Montana Grizzly is still finding positives during the pandemic.
When COVID-19 hit, Kareem Jamar was in the middle of his season with the Kharkiv Falcons in the Ukrainian Basketball Super League. When the season was cut short, the former Montana Grizzly and Big Sky Conference Player of the Year was looking for a way to stay in the gym. Luckily, he's got connections in Great Falls.
I've been coming to Great Falls. My love life has brought me to Great Falls for the last 7 years. And then I just came back every summer. I'm usually here for a month, maybe a month and a half. Obviously, COVID happened. I'm originally from Los Angeles, so no gyms are open. Everything's kind of hectic. I decided to stay here. It's the only place I can get in for gyms.
This summer, Jamar started training a few local kids, then a few more, and then a few more. And pretty soon, he had an idea. Prolific Basketball Academy, a skills clinic that had its first go-round on Saturday. Although he only advertised for a week, Jamar and his team of coaches already had to turn people away.
And I was just training kids and just one-on-one training. I really enjoyed that, and like I said, I was just convinced. Just try it on a bigger scale and try to reach more kids.
Jamar's playing days aren't over by any stretch, but these clinics are giving him some practice for his post-basketball life.
There's another reason why I kind of started. I wanted to get more into this. Like I said, I love the training part. I love working with kids, and obviously I love basketball. I put a lot into basketball. So I said, okay, let me just get used to it, and I'm gonna do more and more during the off season to get prepared so when I'm done and retired, it'll be easy transitions.
Jamar said to expect more of these clinics, so don't fret if you got turned away this time. In Great Falls, Isaiah Dunk, MTN Sports.
And Jamar told Isaiah you can follow Prolific Basketball Academy on Facebook for updates on future clinics and camps. Well, the Montana East-West Shrine football game is the most successful annual fundraiser of the year for the Shriners Children's Hospital in Spokane. But with the game canceled this year due to COVID-19, local organizers have turned to other methods for fundraising. Saturday morning at Eagle Falls, the local temple hosted a golf tournament with 25 teams participating. Several local Shriners Hospital patients were in attendance, sharing their stories to keep the message and the mission at the forefront.
Basically what they've done is help me to be able to actually do things that kids with a foot would do. And so in my eyes, they're pretty cool.
What we're doing today, I don't know how much money we're going to make, but one of the important things about it is that we're letting people know that we're still here and we want to help the kids that need help.
Over the past decade, the Montana East-West Shrine football game has raised more than $1 million for the Shriners Children's Hospital in Spokane. We'll be back to check your weather forecast one more time in 2 minutes.
We'll have a chance for showers to start Sunday night into Monday, all throughout the day, windy too, and only looking at snow in the higher elevations, and that goes the same way with Helena, where we're seeing the elevations of 5,000 to 6,000 feet seeing the snow. We'll have the latest on the Bridger Foothills fire at 10.